Ready to see what some believe could be the first accurate depiction of Jesus Christ. Computer artists took the image imprinted on the Shroud of Turin and transformed it into this moving 3D depiction of the man who may be Christ.
It was unveiled for the first time last night in a History Channel documentary. We are joined this morning by the man behind this amazing project, computer artist Ray Downing, and we also have with us this morning Fox News contributor Father Jonathan Morris.
Good morning.
Thank you. So nice to have you here. Ray, let's start with you. How long did you work on this?
About a year.
And what was the process? And is this authentic?
The process was to take the pictures of the Shroud taken in the 1970s and bring them into the computer, analyze them, remove the distortion, and try to take out the 3D information that's in the Shroud in order to create a statue from a flat picture. We were kind of helped because the Shroud is unusual. It has 3D information encoded right into it, and that's to say that there's a statue encoded into the image. It's an instruction set for building a statue of the face of Jesus. The biggest problem was distortion. The image is distorted because it wrapped over a face at the time of the exposure. When you unwrap it, distortion happens. You have to put it into the original draping shape, analyze that, bring that into the computer, and then slowly pull the information back out to get the face of Jesus.
Father Morris, what did you think when you saw the final result?
Well, first of all, when I heard this explanation from Ray when the History Channel was asking me to come in and to do commentary in the film, I heard this and I thought, that's kind of crazy. I don't know if I understand it all. But when I saw the final result, and I also got to know the honesty of Ray as a scientist and a computer artist, I began to see this possibility of getting to know, whether it's Jesus or not, getting to know up close what the face of the Shroud would look like in a three-dimensional image. I was intrigued, and I can say that I think it's very well done, and I was impressed.
You know what amazes me? Just a few years ago, there was some controversy over whether the Shroud was authentic. Now, with your investigation and your process, what conclusion did you come to?
Well, the carbon-14 dating is now known. This is not a matter of opinion. It's known to be not true, not accurate. It's out by at least 68 years. The reason that is an artist painted a picture of the Shroud with the burn holes in it, and that's been accurately dated to 68 years before the latest carbon dating. So we know it's wrong. The question is, how wrong is it? You have to throw a test out because we know it is wrong.
So we've been looking at some photos of Jesus. Tell us, we've seen them. What did he look like, if you could describe him for us?
I'd say very ordinary. Definitely a man of that part of the world, but not the spectacular superhero type of Hollywood depiction. He was an ordinary-looking man, and in fact, Josephus, in the first century, who wrote about what Jesus looked like, he said, he was so much like one of us. And I think that's what you need to carry away. Jesus was one of us.
Father, does this change? I mean, we all, I went to Catholic school for like a gazillion years, and, we had
this... Not a graduated from 1 year ago, a gazillion years.
But, the picture of Jesus Christ was, kind of blondish, and, and then sometimes we had the brownish hair. Does this change with what we kind of grew up with?
Well, I think the most important thing to keep in mind is that Christianity, unlike any other religion, is not about a set of ideas. It's not a philosophy. It's not a moral code. It's about a person, Jesus of Nazareth, who walked on this earth. And when you see this image, whether the Shroud is valid or not, because my faith doesn't depend on this, I do think it's valid. I do think it's legitimate. But what happens is you confront that person. You confront a person. And of course, he was a person who walked in a certain time, in a certain era, in a certain place. And no, he probably wasn't that Hollywood blonde guy that perhaps we would have thought.
But it was the power of his message, more than any kind of physical charisma that drew people to him.
By the fruit you shall know them.
2,000
man
years
is known by, the
later,
tree is known by its fruit. It's what Jesus did. And that's my motivation for doing the show. People don't confront Jesus as a physical entity doing these strange and hard to believe things. It's amazing what the claims are. And it's amazing what the man is. The man is known by what he did, and Jesus did amazing things. We have to take a look at that physically, and that's my approach. Father is a more spiritual approach. Mine is saying, how did he do it? What do you know? Is this possible, and what does it tell us about the world if it is?
Well, also from the little bits and pieces that I've seen on this documentary, you said that he was really badly beaten up. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's astonishing. What happens in the Shroud of Turin is the color of the blood and the color of the image itself are very close. It's just a few small percentages of difference between them, but you can exaggerate that in a computer. So you pump red into the blood, and you pump the opposite color into the background, and you can tear the blood out of the shroud. And we did that in order to put it on our 3D model. So the blood on the model, the computer model, is Jesus' blood placed on there just like it was. Is an amazing amount of blood there.
Ray Downing and Father Jonathan Morris, thank you so much. Thank you for this work. It's on the History Channel, and we can see it again. I think we had it on last night. It'll be on throughout the month.
We'll do this Saturday, I believe.
This Saturday, 8 o'clock, Sunday at noon.
Terrific.
Thank you so much. Happy
Thank you
Easter.
both.